When someone disappears at sea, most people imagine a long search, a recovery, answers for the families waiting on shore. But the reality is far more unsettling. The ocean is not just vast, it is efficient. And once evidence slips beneath the surface, the clock begins working against everyone. Water moves, wind shifts, currents pull, and within minutes, the last trace of a person can begin drifting far beyond the point anyone thinks to look. For any search and rescue team, there is a difficult and fundamental truth they must confront with every mission. The ocean does not preserve scenes. It is an environment of constant, relentless motion. Unlike solid ground that holds a story, the sea actively works to erase it. It scatters, submerges, and ultimately destroys the very evidence that could lead rescuers to the lost. On land, investigators have a powerful advantage. They can rely on patterns. The ground holds a memory of what happened, a static record waiting to be read by a trained eye. Footprints can reveal a path taken, the number of individuals, even their direction of travel. Tire marks tell the story of a vehicle's arrival or departure, its speed, and its final position. Even personal belongings left behind can offer vital clues about a person's state of mind or intentions. But at sea, these same clues rarely remain where they fell. They become unmoored from their origin, cast adrift on an unpredictable and ever-shifting surface. Even in the calmest conditions, invisible surface currents can carry objects for miles in just a few hours, transforming a single point into a vast, uncertain territory. What looks like a fixed location on a map, the last known position, is often only the beginning of a widening circle of probability. And that circle expands with terrifying speed, growing larger with every passing minute. The search area doesn't just grow, it multiplies. This is why many are shocked to learn that the most critical window in any maritime disappearance is often the first few hours. It's a desperate race against time and physics, because once that initial window closes, the task of prediction becomes exponentially harder. The variables begin to cascade, making the search area almost impossibly large. Ocean currents are influenced by a complex symphony of forces: wind, temperature, salinity, tides, and the unseen topography of the seabed, all interacting at once. This is the fundamental nature of the sea. The ocean is never truly still. Every drop of water is in motion, part of a system too vast to fully comprehend. It only appears that way from above. This serene surface hides a world of chaotic, powerful forces that govern every search and ultimately every outcome. When something goes missing at sea, recovery teams use sophisticated drift modeling to estimate where a person or vessel might travel. These models factor in currents, wind, and tides. But even with advanced technology, these models are only educated probabilities, not guarantees. The ocean is a chaotic system, and a single unknown variable can throw off the entire calculation. Small miscalculations in the initial hours of a search can compound over time, growing into massive, unmanageable search areas by the following day. The window of opportunity shrinks rapidly. And then there is the challenge of visibility. Even if search teams are in the right place, seeing what they're looking for is another immense hurdle. Light fades rapidly underwater. Particles in the water column scatter it, creating a blinding fog. And with every meter of descent, the water itself absorbs the remaining light. Colors vanish, contrast disappears, and the world dissolves into a monochromatic gloom. Within a short distance below the surface, the human eye becomes nearly useless. What seems obvious and clear from the deck of a boat may disappear completely just a few meters down, swallowed by the darkness. The ocean does not have to actively hide evidence of a disaster. The fundamental laws of physics do that naturally, making recovery an extraordinary challenge against time and nature itself. Temperature introduces another challenge. Cold water can slow biological processes, but it also shocks the body, drains energy, and limits survival time. Warmer water accelerates decomposition and marine activity. Either way, the environment begins altering evidence almost immediately. Marine life, often misunderstood, plays a role as well. Not out of aggression, but through the simple mechanics of an ecosystem that wastes nothing. Storms complicate everything further. Waves churn the surface. Debris sinks or breaks apart. Seafloors shift. Locations that were searchable yesterday may become unreachable today. This is why experienced rescuers move with urgency even when conditions appear calm. Because they know something most people don't. The ocean rewards speed and punishes delay. Yet despite all of this, technology has dramatically improved survival and recovery odds. Emergency beacons can transmit precise distress signals. Satellite tracking helps narrow search zones. Thermal imaging can detect heat signatures in darkness. But even with modern tools, the ocean remains one of the most challenging environments on Earth for investigators. Its scale alone defies comprehension. Looking across open water, the horizon feels close enough to touch. In reality, it represents an almost unimaginable expanse. And somewhere within that expanse, a single person can vanish without a sound. This is not meant to inspire fear. It is meant to inspire respect. Because understanding the ocean means recognizing that prevention is always more powerful than rescue. Preparation matters. Signaling equipment matters. Situational awareness matters. The sea has always demanded humility from those who enter it. It is a realm of immense power and profound indifference, a vast expanse that has existed long before us and will remain long after we are gone. This demand for respect isn't born from cruelty, but from the simple truth that the ocean operates by forces far older and far larger than us. Its rhythms are governed by the moon and the wind, not by human will. When someone disappears beneath its surface, the tragedy is not only the loss itself, the sudden, wrenching absence of a life, but how quickly the world can grow silent afterward. The waves continue their endless motion. The horizon remains unchanged, and the surface seals over the event as if it never happened. The ocean does not remember. It holds no memory of the struggles or the last moments that unfold within its depths. It does not mark locations. There are no headstones, no monuments on the shifting currents to signify where a soul was lost. And it rarely gives back what it takes. What is claimed by the deep often stays there, leaving behind only questions and an aching void for those left on shore. That is why we must stay aware. Vigilance is our only true defense against its unpredictable nature, our best tool to counter its vastness. Stay equipped. Technology is the lifeline that can bridge the gap between being lost and being found, a beacon of hope in the immense blue. And never underestimate how fast the sea can turn uncertainty into disappearance. A moment of inattention is all it needs to reclaim its dominion.